Hi everyone, you're watching Jan FX, and this is my weekly technical analysis for a new week which will start on 25th September 2016. And risk warning, as usual, Forex is a high risk, so if you decide to trade Forex, you need to ask for professional advice. In my videos, I'm only sharing my opinion and experience, so it's only for informational purposes, and I'm not responsible for any profits or losses you may have, so you need to take all responsibilities for all your actions, and if you agree with my terms, you can continue watching the video. If you disagree, please change the channel. So let's start with usual my favorite pair, euro dollar, and just every time I'm making these reviews, I'm telling you that the first of course I do is I'm looking at economic calendar for a new week. So as usual, I'm not going to spend time, so you need to check out the calendar, make marks on wherever your diary or on the charts, what the news going to happen this week for any pair you are going to trade. So, and so of course the week will be quite full of different news, and let's have a look what happened this week. And of course what I'm going to look at for the new week. So I have euro dollar right now. You can see on the screen it's 1 hour chart. Start with 1 hour. So this is where we stopped last previous week, the week before, and this is our week which just happened. And you remember that I was saying in the previous video that the most important was news for FOMC, what everybody was waiting for. And as you looked, and if you watched the previous video, then you would understand and would see that actually everything I said did come out exactly as expected. So remember, this is where the market stopped previously, and my expectation was, I told you quite a few times that the euro dollar dropped, and then I said Monday and Tuesday as usual. Well, Monday usually would be my watching day, and because I was expecting news, we were expecting news on Wednesday, so I said I might also watch for Tuesday. And as I said, the expectation was that the market was going down, and probably it will continue drop before the news event on Wednesday. And as you would look at exactly what happened, so on Monday it was balancing. You can see all the levels. This were the previous levels. And as expected, the market balanced around the first level, and it dropped, didn't go further to the lower level, so it was stopped by this one. And as expected, you can see the market turned around. So then euro dollar went up, and all the levels, it was stopped by the top level, and now it went down and in the middle of these two levels. So it's just sitting inside the levels, all the same from the previous week. So you can see, so is expected, exactly, quite exactly happened what was one of my theories was going to happen. So except of course the news itself were disappointing. That's the candle, and that was very disappointing. And I didn't get the trade because I placed the trades again for the pairs. And as you know, I'm trying to show you on a very small account with only 1 to 5% risk. And when the market went and was stopped by this level, my expectation was, as I said, that market will go up. And also you will see now with the pound happened the same exactly picture, and a little bit with the Australian dollar, which made me a bit more concerned about the news event itself. And I will explain to you later when we will be looking at Australian dollar. So I placed the orders again, only placed them for 5 minutes. So I didn't want to risk, because the market already started to move before the news event happened, and I didn't want to risk it. So I put for 5 minutes again, didn't catch the first few seconds, and then after market moved, it didn't take me in a trade. So it didn't take me into any trades I placed around 5 minutes, because you know usually I place 20 pips up and 20 pips down from the entry price. So that's why I didn't catch the movement, unfortunately. I had some other trades which I'll show you afterwards, but for euro dollar I had nothing, so I didn't catch. Hopefully this week, I'm expecting now market to probably work the same. Well, let's say it's now should be a little bit more stable in my opinion, because we had all of these things with FOMC, and just as I was saying that it did look like the euro dollar was pushed, and the expectation was that it will go up, so this what happened. And now, of course, the main concentration will look not this week, let's say. Still, we have November is going to be election, and just as what I was saying, that's what was my one of the main things about the pairs with dollar, because the election. So it probably will, hopefully, will be movements, of course. And now with interest rate, the expectation, the market and experts expected more that they might change in December. So until December and also until November, I would think it's just going to move now a little bit more stable and with more expectations with the levels, let's say, inside the levels, and hopefully will create a bit better patterns and also the channels. So of course we will see. So this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to look at, as I'm saying, all the high volatility and uncertainty, let's say, quite finished, and now hopefully it will be a bit more quiet, calm, let's say, a bit more calm, and trading normal way without big jumps like you see that on the news, jumping up and down. So with euro dollar, let's go on a daily chart so you see the bigger picture. As usual, I have all the levels, and they are all the same, because market didn't even move too much, and it stays in this level. So I'm going to look around these levels, of course, and could be anything right now. The market either could go up and it could go down, just as usual, and I will be looking for any patterns or the channels on the smaller charts, of course, back to 15 minutes chart. And expectation, of course, would be that right now it's the main picture, if you would look, it's in a downtrend channel, but it's still here, so it's in uptrend. So of course we'll be looking for wherever it will create, go to any of those levels, and expecting possibility of breaking, creating, of course, something around the levels, or possibility to turning around. So as you can see, I'm leaving all the levels on its own as it was. Let's go back to 1 hour chart, and so here you can see it's that's what I will be waiting here now. Just wait for any consolidations and patterns. I mean, at this point right now, I don't see anything. It's just a waiting time. So just wait what's going to happen. But you can see how the market moved exactly around the levels. So all, nothing's changed. All the levels are working. So the market takes them quite seriously, these levels. So we'll be waiting for any patterns. So that was euro dollar. Now we're going to pound dollar, and exactly the same happened with pound, just as I expected. I was saying it dropped here, remember, and I said that I would expect it go a bit more. Was expecting to go a little bit lower to that level, and on the news event going back up, and that's what happened. You can see Monday, Tuesday, so it had a little bit of correction on Monday, dropped a bit more on Tuesday, then it's consolidated and went up. So you see again, news event itself wasn't, again, you see it was up, down, and then it's continued the way, so it's about 150 ups. After that, it's dropped again. So I have here a new channel for pound, and here we go. We have now a little bit more looking like a triangle. That's the new level. I didn't draw it before. You can see we have one bottom and another bottom, and this is the third one just created from this week. So of course now I will be waiting for creation, and well, hopefully it will slow down a little bit more here, and then of course I will be waiting for it to break and possibility of going to the trade. So that would be my expectation. And I still have that level, that little one, as you can see, because I have the stop. So for example, if it will go back up. So that would be one of my first levels before I will be talking about the next. So let's go back to a smaller chart. And that's exactly what's happening now. You can see it stopped and started to create a consolidation. So a little channel by the look of it. So hopefully it will continue a little bit more. I will look, of course, how it will open on Monday, because now it's not as unpredicted, and I might look for some trades to do on Mondays, because now it's kind of a little bit more certainty, not certainty, but let's say not as volatile as it was before. So just of course, as usual, looking for how far from that level. For example, we'll create a little bit more of the channel, and you can see we have quite good distance, like 90 pips, and that could be a quite good trade. And then of course the next level will be the bottom one we had before. And of course, if it will try to go back up, let's say, and we have also, you see, it's a lot of room, 170, maybe possibly it will not go all the way, just as it didn't here before. So we still have about 140, even if, let's say, we'll stop halfway or something. So we have enough room between the two levels. So of course it might consolidate, it might went down now, might consolidate, maybe it will also make a correction, like here, a little bit of correction, and then drop more, or of course it might turn around. So of course I will be looking at possibilities to go into trade for a pound. For example, if comparing like with euro dollar doesn't have anything right now, for example, I wouldn't look for it. I would look for more preferred would be for me to look at the pound. So we will see. But this is what I will be looking at right now. You can see this is another level, and this is stopping around here, and hopefully it will create something. I mean, with the opening of the week, of course, it might have a gap, it might jump up or jump down, so anything can happen. But as I'm saying, if nothing fast will happen, if it will create a small consolidation, something, or a little correction, so I will be looking for going into the trade. So to see. Okay, so this is quite easy with pound dollar. Now, so Australian dollar, and that's the pair. Remember when I was saying again the week before that when euro and pound dollar were dropping, Australian dollar, that's why it's nice to look at a few pairs to see what's the market kind of preparing for when you have such big news coming. And Australian was very flat actually all week. And the next week, when it started just before the news, it's already started to go up. At the same time, euro and pound, they were more, let's say, balancing. They were going also a little bit up, and then they were balancing, but Australian dollar went quite fast and quite high straight away. So if we look like here, it's right from the beginning at the opening of the week. You see on Monday it's moved like straight away 90 pips, which gave me an idea that that's what's going to happen, just as I expected. So that the market is already preparing for dollar to drop, and like for euro and pound to look at to go up on Wednesday. So that's how with Australian gave me a bit more, let's say, confirmation that it's all going to all the pairs against dollar are going to move up. So, and the dollar is dropping. So as I said, everything I said to you in the previous video, all the expectation you can see happened exactly what was expected. And with Australian, I didn't do any trades also. And what's the levels now? So it went up, and let's go on to the daily chart. Okay, we had also a triangle. Remember, I had the trade before, and I closed it just in time before it started turning around. I'm saying you need to use technical analysis and see how market behave. That previous trade was, remember, I kept it for a few days around this level. So when I expected continue the downtrend, but it turned around and stayed at the top. So this is where I closed it and you can see the next week it went up. So that's what the staying underneath the level and then breaking it up and standing around the level, that's what was giving the idea that it's a consolidation. It's a little bit wide though, wider, but it's consolidating, so the market didn't know where to move, obviously. So that's what it all tells about. And so we're going on a weekly chart. You can see, remember this bottoms I was telling you. So it does look like this week gave the let's say confirmation for this third bottom, because remember we have here a triangle or a wedge, wherever you can call it, and with both of them you have bottoms and you have tops. So we had two bottoms, which I was saying to you, don't know exactly which one the market would take. Either this one or this one would count as a one. So looks like it did count this to the lowest one, because you can see we had level using these two bottoms, and now the third one created right here. So not that level. So I'm going to remove this level for now, because right now it's turned around the pair, taking this level and those two bottoms. You can see 1, 2, and now we had the third bottom right here. That's the one. And so it's getting more narrow, as you also can see. So of course I still have all these levels as I had previously, and I'm not removing this channel just yet, because for a new week and possibly further it might be useful, because look where it stopped. It stopped above, so it does give an idea that it might, because we had few times it was stopping here, that it might possibly want to break that level, come out from that triangle. So we do have not very far to go. It's only about 100 pips, and possibility it might be stopped by this level, because it's quite a strong one. You see how many times the channel was the market was using it. You see how many candles touching it, and it was stopped again once before. And so possibility if it might try to go higher, that could be a stopping point again. Of course it might break it a little bit, might jump a little bit, but hopefully, of course, again it will create some pattern or consolidation, and that's what I will be looking at, and possibility to get a trade, of course, either go down, because it's already been going up for quite a while. It had a quite nice run, so probably about 200 pips something. Yeah, you can see it's around 200 pips already made, and of course after big movements, either up or down, you're waiting for a reverse. And so hopefully, if possible, maybe it's already started and we have these levels, but a possibility, because it did stop above the level, so it may be possibly it will go and either jump in this channel. So if it will go jump in this channel, we have another 200 pips to a next level. So that's what a bigger chart tells us. As you can see, there is nothing else here because of that wedge, and that's why I'm going to leave this this little channel here and see what's going to happen. So of course, for going for any trades with Australian dollar, I will have to wait again for any consolidations, channels or patterns. I'm telling you every time the same, just for some of you who are watching the first time or maybe second time watching this video, so you know that the most important is what I'm looking for is for consolidation, for channels, for patterns, because they are quite strong, let's say, signals for movements. So as you can see right now, I'm still using, if you might ask where is that these levels come from, and if you I'm saying you didn't see the previous videos, these levels are from previous weeks. They were quite useful, for example, in this area too, so it was quite useful, and was market was stopped in here before, and again this little slowdown was before the other big movement. So that's why I'm leaving these levels, and right now the market stopped above it, and I'm going to wait for this week, of course, to see possibility might go a little bit lower and maybe create something around these levels, and then I will be also making decisions to go for wherever any trades. So it might continue go down. I have all these levels as the stopping points, or it might had enough of a little correction, let's say, it might continue going up. So as I'm saying now, it's will be of course some other news, and hopefully it will be just a little bit more standard moving normal trading. So now, so we will see without big and unpredictable movements, or so hopefully it will not take us into the trades we don't want to go into, and a little bit more smooth, let's say smoother movements. So we will see how this new week will be coming. So let's see, we will see how it will be. So that's all for Australian dollar. Now I'm going to dollar yen, and okay, here at the bottom you can see these are my trades. This was from the previous days, and this is from this week, and I had a bad trade for dollar yen, and here's what happened. So let's go and see what we had. Of course, we had dollar yen. I was watching also, had some nice trades for it, and we had news. I was saying to you they were on Tuesday. Well, depends on which time zone you are. And before FOMC, I placed also the expert. I used the expert and I placed the trades. And of course, I couldn't watch it because in my time zone I was sleeping. I was not I wasn't able to see what's happening. And this is what happened. So we had the news for dollar yen, and I had first, it took me into one losing trade. As you can see, it's sold first. Here's the trade, and as you can see, it's sold first. And then the other trade was to buy, but unfortunately it moved down. That's what I'm saying. This is what I don't really like when something like this happening, when it's you had you can see this swing, and I made a little bit profit. Half it took me closed half positions, and the rest of it was closed by trailing stop. So, and then of course it continued going up, but unfortunately I wasn't at the screen at the time to try to cover the loss, which was quite possible. As it moved, you can see it's moved about 90 pips from the trade. If you look at this, it actually was quite a big movement, like about 120 pips. So it could have been easy to cover the loss, but unfortunately I wasn't there. That's why I'm saying some experts they do help, but it's better. That's why I'm saying I do really like to trade manually, so I can see and I can analyze the situation and try to cover, of course, the loss. But as I said, that this week there will be losses, of course. So, and that's what happened with Australian dollar, with dollar yen. So, and I didn't touch it also for FOMC afterwards. So I thought I had enough of that one, so I didn't want to risk anymore. You can see, we'll go for a weekly chart where you'll see the main levels. That's the bottom level has come from, and you can understand that the market is balancing. Still, you can see balancing around the level, which I was talking about even at the beginning when I started to create some candles around here, that uncertainty, looking at the previous years, that the possibility it will be sitting around here. Of course, it's not exactly sitting in the level like it did previously, so it's broke it a little bit, but it's still, if I will move it down, as you can see, it's still around the same price range, same area here. So what I would think is nothing happened on the FOMC, like nothing unexpected, yes. So what I expected happened mostly, and now again with looking ahead with election in US, and I would still think it might stay around this area. So the movements I would expect around the area, not making big movements, not breaking the trend, let's say. It's still in a kind of downtrend, but a little bit slowed down between these two levels. You can see that it doesn't have any energy to go higher. So it's still around here, a little bit slow down, like I'm saying previously. And I think it probably would sit here a little bit again until the election, or maybe possibly even until December or something. But I mean, that's what I would expect. And again, I have the same level, so I moved it a little bit down now. We had, you can see it dropped here before, so if it will continue down, I would expect, of course, do not forget about that bottom. I'm leaving the levels just as they are now. I mean, I can try, for example, to move that and see a little bit down, but I would think I probably just leave it where it was, because it did come out from that channel as I have very strong two tops and this one bottom and quite a lot of concentration of candles here. So I would let's say it sits here. And also I could move this one a little bit, but I don't think I'm going to do so. But if you look, we have this movement, it's narrowing down, like going a bit low. I probably would leave this one just to see where to look after that movement. Let's see, for example, what can happen. So it stopped around here. Let's say it will go to the levels at 50 pips. Let's go on a smaller chart, a bit better view. I can't see any nice patterns right now here. That's why I would just wait again for anything creating. So we have, it has around 60 pips to go to this level, and lower, you know, remember about the bottom, about 100, and also about 100 pips to go back to the little channel we had here before, and another one also about 200 pips. So there's plenty of room to move around, and but right now I don't see anything, so just wait for any consolidation of the pattern. So that's all with dollar yen. I'll just leave it as this with these levels. Maybe just correct that one to top a little bit, because I'm saying when the market opens, you might need to change and move a little bit the levels so they would touch all the tops. On the smaller charts, they don't might not touch it. As I'm saying, you might go, because on the bigger chart you saw it does look like it touches the tops, but on the smaller one it doesn't. That's why we have the levels, and see it might not go exactly to touch the level. It might stop a little bit before or a little bit higher the level. So looking at dollar Canadian, and dollar Canadian, I had a trade, but also not on the news. I had it later after the news, and here's the trade. And dollar Canadian created a really nice, remember I was saying that it did look like it was creating double top. That's what had the top and another top, so it was around here, and one of my expectation was that it's double top, and it did end up as actually triple top. And also remember that little shoulder, I said it might be a shoulder and double head, but it's ended up something like triple head with two shoulders. You can see this are two shoulders. So for me it was quite strong signal. As I'm saying, I like patterns, and this is where I sold dollar Canadian. And unfortunately I was really hoping that it will go quite far, but we had also Canadian had some news, and my trade was closed by stop loss, and it's still in the profit, but I didn't close half positions. I was just thought I'll wait for a little bit more, and I moved to stop loss, and then it turned around and took me out of the trade. So what now? Of course I will be continue watching dollar Canadian because it's a very nice strong, let's say, pattern. Remember I was saying to you, it has like a head, and that's the big head, shoulder, and this is broken shoulder, and my expectation is getting a little bit more stronger with that movement here, that it might still try to go to this level and create here the shoulder, just like it did here. So, well, I call it shoulder, but it might break it a little bit, of course, it might go up, and of course hopefully when it will turn around to try to catch the movement, but of course I'll try to catch them on the way up too, so maybe it will be possibly some trades on the way up. So right now, what I can see, it's created once one wave, second wave, and maybe possibly because you can see that other little level which I didn't have previously, but I drew it later afterwards when I had a confirmation of the double top, and then I had another top and another little shoulder, let's say. Now you can see the market went back up into this area. So this level I will be still using. So I'm continuing it a little bit further just to see what's going to happen here. So at this moment, yes, it gives me an idea that dollar Canadian is trying to continue go up. And it did even jump back into this area, and it was very important because you can see how many bottoms we have. 1, 2, 3 bottoms, and actually 4, and then it's broken. So that's why I will be paying attention to dollar Canadian to see if it's going to create any nice patterns around this area, because right now it doesn't tell me anything. Of course, it does look like it's went up. It has a very good movement, and you see it's 140 pips movement, which is a quite a good one. And now, of course, it could be anything here. It might create a pennant. It might create again a little channel. Of course, we'll have to look on the smaller charts. At this moment, just showing a bigger picture. And as I'm saying, it could continue and could be stopped again by that level. It's quite strong level. Couldn't break it previously. So, but let's see. From here to this, you see it's only 20 pips to back to that level, and then trying to break again. You have 40 and 140 to that bottom, because it could be also one of the important ones is it was stopped and then continuing to 140. So if I'll go and see, that's what you can see that little bottom. Of course, when I was in the trade here, that's what was my expectation. So if it will break that level, that it will continue going down, hopefully, because you can see this is also looks like a little shoulder, one big head, and I was expecting, okay, so if it will break it, it will continue down, or it might come back and create that little shoulder, will stop by that level and then continue the trade. So I'm saying that the trade I was in, but on the news you see had the Canadian news, and it's it did actually break, so it didn't create a shoulder like here. So now, as I'm saying, how far we have first to the you see we have another 117, 120 pips movement. As I'm saying, we have 1, we have 2, and this could be third wave, and this is getting us very close to another main level, and so that it could be stopped and then turn around, so it could be something nice to catch again, you know what I'm saying, because if it will go, so I'm saying maybe it will have a little attempt to touch this level, at least to touch it a little bit, and then hopefully it will drop. As I'm saying, it's a dollar Canadian, so possibility, because there will be election, so it might be a little bit weaker. So possibility, that's what I will be looking at to try to catch on the way, the bigger movement, hopefully on the way down, and of course trying to catch a bit of the movement up, trying to make some trades on the way up. So this is what my thoughts, and also I can try to use these tops. I'm just going to look at that, but I don't think I'm going to leave that level because it's all understandable what's happening with it. So you can see we have it here. That's it could be something as it might go a little bit and will be stopped by this level. That little level could, because I had 1, 2, 3 tops this way. It could be something like that. So you can go a little bit higher than it crosses that. This is what expected anyway. That's why I'm not going to leave that level. I'm going to take it away because that's the area to look at. That's what I will be looking at. So that's all with dollar Canadian. Now I'm going to euro pound. Okay, euro pound is bigger picture. You can see the day one, where is again we have a pattern which looks like look like a little head and quite big shoulders, and the second shoulder you can see is getting quite high, so it's come out, and need to now see, of course, what's going to happen, if it will turn around, and we'll be looking for opportunities, of course, to try to get it on the way down. But well, it's £1, as you can see, and of course there will be some news, so possibility, well, we can see that the pound is going down and euro is actually went up. That's why it might not, of course, it might not create the pattern, because otherwise pattern would have been really nice. It looks like a very nice pattern. But of course, it can go, and here I have one of the levels which is more visible in the weekly one. I'm using the top, no, monthly one, probably better. Using one of the tops here. This is where I'm looking at. But euro pound was going up for quite a while, as you can see. So that's why that creation of the pattern here on the lower charts is giving me idea that possibility of course, turning around soon, and a good drop, and trying to catch that good drop, because it was going up for quite a long time. Look how far. We have like, what, 1,700 pips. It went up. Yeah, 1,700 pips. And it's had a little bit of correction here, but didn't correct for a while. That's why if it would have been a good pattern, if it would have created a pattern, then it would be a very nice, let's say again, signal to sell euro pound. So, for example, as I'm saying, it might go and touch this level and then turn around. So hopefully that's what I will be trying to look at and trying to catch it. I mean, it might not be this week, it might be in a few weeks time, but at this moment, of course, it's going up, and I still have like, what, 120 something pips to get up, and we have going down is about 200 to 300 pips to get to back to this level. So but I really hope to try to get this trade and catch the movement. So you can see that little channel, it still sits in that channel, and as I'm saying, it's broke the well, let's say it's the shoulder, but if it's not going to be shoulder, so it's going to be expecting third wave again. You see, one wave is a smaller one, second one is a little bit higher, and the third one also is higher, and then hopefully it will turn around. Of course, it might go back up. On the smaller charts, to get a bit smaller profits, of course, we'll be looking for any consolidation now. It did have a good run, about 100 pips, so didn't touch the level just a little bit, and started to create something. So as I'm saying, now we can have a look if it will create any patterns around here. Hopefully wouldn't be any jumps or anything, as I'm saying, at the opening of the market of the week, and trying to, of course, to go into a smaller trades. So it's about 28 pips. It's not enough really to get to that level, but it's about 70 pips to get to the bottom of the channel. So because of course, if it might slow down, go just down to that level without creating anything here. You could possibly do so, but while it's sitting in this channel, so maybe hopefully, as I'm saying, it will create something and will be possible to catch a nice movement. So that's how I will be looking at euro pound, of course, as it does give some good signals for some good movements. So and gold, I had a small trade in gold, but also didn't place any on FOMC, didn't want to risk it. And well, the gold did, let's just look at it again, did exactly as I was saying even previously. It sits in a triangle or wedge, and it's created already. We have 1, 2, 3, maybe possibly it's the fourth bottom, and we have definitely 1, 2, 3 tops. So now it's at the fourth top, and it's usually is quite important, because it can break at any moment. So it's either can break the top, or will be going down and trying to break the top. So now it's, if previously when it was created just the third top or third bottom, If it was a little bit more that it will create another bottom or top, then now it's more like, well, it should start to break it soon. So will it break the top? That's the question, and a risk to take, of course. So as you can see, as I'm saying with gold, it was creating mostly a double tops before it was turning around. If you would notice it, that's what I noticed that, but still didn't want to risk it. As you can see, first it created double top, then it dropped. It didn't touch exactly, but just a little bit. We can move it a little bit higher. I moved it a bit lower now, and we're talking about tops again. You see, it created double top before it's dropped. Then here it's created head and shoulders upside down. Then it's created again double top, and so here is again, it's the fourth top, and it's something looks like again something maybe double top, or we have like a little shoulder here maybe. So maybe possibly that could be again the level as I had it before previously, because it stopped a few times at that level. That you might sit around this area before it will make a decision to go up or down again. And then we will be talking about what's going to happen around this area, of course. We will be trying to break it, or we'll be trying to turn around. So right now it sits in here, and it's quite, it says 95 pips, and it stopped in the middle again. You can see 40 and obviously 40 up. So it's, as usual, it's in the middle. So maybe it will create like a little triangle around here, and mini triangle or pennant on a bigger chart. It's a 4-hour chart, and then we'll be trying to break either level. So I went into this trade, this one. Also not very big, so I decided to go because it had a very nice channel. It's also after the news event, and on Thursday, when it's already moved up, so this was as I expected, another bottom, trying to break it or trying to go and create the top. And you can see it was consolidating a little bit and go down, and then on Wednesday it already went up even before the news happened. So that's why my expectation was it's showing me that it's going to create the top, and it's created a nice little channel at the main level. So I went into this trade. So I bought gold, and I was hoping, of course, it will continue going up, and that's why I moved the stop, and it did go up, and then it's turned around. So it's quite widespread, I would say, because it took me out around here, just a little bit around here. It took me out, so I didn't catch the most of the movement, so come out with a small profit. So, and now, of course, I will be waiting and see, as I'm saying, what is going to create around here. Maybe again it will create a nice channel, because I'm saying I like when they create nice perfect, let's say quite perfect straight horizontal channels. So, and well, that's all what I think about all the pairs and gold. So we'll see. As I'm saying, with gold, possibly need have a bit bigger stop, let's say, because I'm saying it moves quite a lot, and that's why I'm not as confident with trading gold than trading the pairs, the currency pairs. But we'll see, because it's also a very nice movement again. As I'm saying, it was very beautiful top here, was created here with the double top, and the possibility to catch like 300 pips with small amount. And now it's also, if for example it will be going down again, it's about 200, could be 200 pips. But at the same time, then it could be possible, as I'm saying, it's the main dollar, let's say, news already happened, because now with all coming closer to the election, possibility that the dollar might get weakened. it's just a usual thing that happens with any countries when the elections, usually the currency gets weaker, but anything can happen. So, for example, if there are not very good news for US, of course there will be attention at financial, economical news, and let's say it might go back up, then we have next level is about 400 pips. This is what, if we would look in here, that's what it's more looking at this pattern, which looks like a pennant, and we had previous uptrend, and then you can see this is with all the uncertainty it created the pattern, and now of course the more possibility it will continue the uptrend. So we'll have one level and then possibly continue to the next level of the uptrend channel. So that's what I'm saying. So I mean, with all the now, like you say, we don't expect anything, then this is more possible for gold to go more up than to go down. But as I'm saying, it's you never know what can happen. As I'm saying, you can expect any directions. You can pick any news, react on anything. Could be something else. So, but this is what I'm looking at now. This is what my analysis, and that's all for now, guys. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe, and I see you next week. Bye, everyone.